So I was in this constant loop of struggling with discipline, knowing I was capable of doing great things, not being able to execute on them. I always felt that like it was my ADHD, or I was just like, this is how I was as a person. And then I realized that that was complete bullshit. I spent about $50,000 learning about the subconscious mind from one of Carl Jung's old students. I got privately mentored for over 400 hours, and it blew me away. I had a huge breakthrough, and I realized that my whole perception of reality and of life was completely skewed. Like, I thought that I was supposed to do a job that I didn't really like, and that was just life, right? And I realized that the reason why I was struggling with discipline, the reason why I thought I had ADHD, the reason why I had no purpose and was never fulfilled, no matter how much I materialistically succeeded, was simply due to the fact that I didn't actually stay aligned with my authentic self and my purpose. And so a lot of you have been asking me, how do I set goals? Why do I struggle so much with discipline? I can't find my purpose. I don't know what the meaning is of life. Today, we are going to be going over that. Now, I'm compiling all of these tools and all of these client calls and all of these resources that I've used personally to put together this framework that you can start using today. So one thing I'm a firm believer in is like, discipline is not supposed to be some painful journey, some life of sacrifice. Like, life is supposed to be fun. On average, if we're fucking lucky, we get 60 to 80 years, right? And the purpose of life is to live, in my opinion, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. The issue is, how do we do that, right? Why do I feel like no matter what I do, I can't be happy? Why do I feel like I'm stuck in my job, or I'm stuck, I don't know my purpose, or I'm stuck, I'm not disciplined? It's not your fault. But the thing is, discipline is not supposed to be painful. You can do incredibly hard things, work your ass off, and love doing it if you align yourself with your purpose. And today I'm gonna give you 7 steps on how to actually do that right after you're done watching this video. If you actually take the time to implement and spend an hour to 2 hours really writing this out, really thinking about it, I guarantee you it will change your life. And honestly, like, if you don't plan on implementing this, stop watching this video. Like, I don't care if you take my watch time. This is not meant for you, okay? But you need to wake the fuck up. You have to wake the fuck up. You have been living in a state of unconscious, right? You've just been going through the motions. You're disassociated from reality. You're not really thinking, right? Your brain has been conditioned by everything you've ever consumed, every moment you've ever lived, and everything you've watched, everything you've consumed, everything you've been told, every interaction you've had, and even all the things you're completely unaware of have programmed your brain to be conditioned to think a certain thing. And you're numb and you're moving unconsciously, and that is going to change, because I want you to feel fucking fulfilled. I want you to chase your dreams, and I want you to be happy, okay? So this is where this typically starts, a lack of alignment, right? We're doing something that we're not truly aligned to do. And I'll talk about in a sec how to actually align yourself with what you're supposed to do and what your purpose is. But this is where it starts, right? We have this lack of internal alignment. Now, what does that cause? Low drive or procrastination. Because why the fuck would we want to put our energy or care about what we do if we don't actually feel like we should be doing it, or we're not aligned with it? So naturally, like in school, for example, when I was in school, I thought I had this crazy ADHD, right? Like, I had 900 missed periods my senior year of high school because I just didn't see the benefit, right? I started the sneaker reselling business when I was 16 and said I made $80,000 or so my junior and my senior year of high school, right? And I went all in on that. I would spend hours a day working on it, right? Like, but school, it felt like shit. I wasn't aligned. It didn't make sense. It didn't feel beneficial to me. So naturally, I'm not gonna fucking do the work. I'm gonna have low drive. I'm gonna procrastinate. Now, what does that cause? Lack of action, right? When we procrastinate, when we don't care about what we're doing, it's very hard to take action. And sometimes we don't even take action. Well, the problem is when we don't take action, we go down this pit of shame, right? Because we know we're capable of doing these great things. We have these dreams. We know we have these natural gifts. We know we're meant for more, but we're not doing anything with our life, right? And so we go in this pit of shame. We go in this pit of self-doubt. We have all of these limiting beliefs. We have these fears. We have this brain fog. Now, that skews us from thinking critically. That takes away our levels of consciousness, our levels of self-awareness, which skews alignment even more. Because how the fuck are you supposed to align yourself, think critically, and actually think about what you actually want in your life if you're in a pit of shame, if you have doubt, if you're in fear, if you have brain fog, like you're fucked. And it's not your fault because your brain's literally been conditioned to put you in this cycle. But at the end of the day, you are the only one who can make the change. I'm gonna give you a 6-step framework right now. I want you to write this down. Like actually write this down. If you don't plan on taking notes, if you don't plan on doing the work, like stop watching. I'm gonna tell you again, stop watching because you're just wasting your time, okay? So the first thing you need to do, right? The first thing, you have to identify your authentic traits. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question, and I just want you to think about this in your head, right? If you were to describe yourself without any of your achievements, without any of the material things, if you were just to describe how you are as a human being, how would you describe it? What are the things you've been told since you were a little kid? What are the traits you've always had? What is that one thing people always have told you your entire life, right? That is your authentic self. Think about yourself when you were like 10, 12 years old. Write that out. Write down the whole entire thing. You have to identify your authentic traits. Everyone has them. Everyone was born with natural gifts, and we have to identify those before we get to the next step in the process. Now, the second thing, list all of your natural gifts and acquired skills, right? So for me, I had always been told my entire life I had a good sense of humor and I was a natural born leader. So those are two of my big ones. I've always been like hyper aware to situations, to people. I've always been a good communicator. I've always been emotionally intelligent, right? So these are some of my natural gifts. Now, what about acquired skills? Acquired skills are skills that we've obviously picked up through our lived experiences, right? So for me, played sports, really big into fitness, did sales for a long time, obviously learned a shit ton about the subconscious mind. So I have good communication skills, I have good leadership skills, I have good sales skills. So just to recap, so far, identify your authentic self, right? List all of your natural gifts in one column, and then all of your acquired skills in another column, like right next to each other. Okay, so step 3 is gonna be designing your dream life and avatar, right? You have to be fucking selfish. You have to think deep down, like, what is my gut telling me? Like, what do I actually want? Like, if I removed all my fear, if I removed all my doubt, if I removed anything in a perfect world, what would I get? Like, what would I have? What do I actually want? What is that one thing that I've always dreamt about, that I dearly want, that I haven't done, right? Whether it's raising a family, whether it's starting that business, whether it's, playing that crazy sport overseas, whatever, like all of these things, right? Whatever is unique to you, whatever you truly want, write down and list all of the traits, not only about your dream life, but your dream self. Every single trait, what he'll wear, what she'll wear, what they will say, how they will speak, how they will look, how their personality is, what car's in the garage, like every single aspect of your dream life, write it out. Take some time to do that. It may take you a while. You may have to go re-edit it. Do it. Follow your gut. There's no correct answer. You have to do what's right for you. Be selfish here. Okay? The next step, setting measurable goals. These have to be measurable. This can't be like, I'm going to make $5 million. Okay? You have to do a range check. You have to be realistic. Like, where am I at right now? What is my dream life? What are my big goals? Okay? What can I do in the next 90 days? What can I do in the next year? What is a measurable goal that I can hit in the next year that's actually attainable based on where I'm at? It has to be measurable. You have to have a way to track it. So set measurable goals for the next 3, 6, and 12 months, maybe one for the next 5 years, but stick short term, okay? Measurable goals, SMART goals. And I would say like 3 to 5 goals is a good number. You don't want to like overload yourself too much, because when you're trying to do too many things at one time, you realistically get nothing done. And then this is my favorite part. You are going to reverse engineer your daily and weekly non-negotiables to hit those goals. So when you're thinking about your goals, if you bring that down to a week-to-week basis or a day-to-day basis, what are some non-negotiables that you can do every single day that will get you closer to your goals? And these can be anything. This can be like fitness related, this can be health related, this can be study related, this can be research, this can be building connections, this can be any sort of action that will progressively get you closer to your goal every single day, that you can do every single day. So for me, when I was starting this coaching business, this Instagram account and this YouTube, I was like, okay, well, eventually I want to land coaching clients, right? So what do I have to do? I have to post on Instagram every single day. right? I have to post on YouTube however many times a week, however many times a month. I have to do more research on how to get better at content, like all of these things. You have to set daily and weekly non-negotiables for yourself, okay? Final step, you have to track the data, right? Because if you're not tracking your progress, if you're not tracking your shooting percentage and how much you're actually getting done on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis, on a month-to-month basis, how are you supposed to track your progress? How are you supposed to know if you've actually done anything to get you closer to your goals, or if you're just bullshitting yourself, right? And the biggest thing here is you have to embrace the failure, right? Failure is absolutely inevitable. And everyone thinks on a day-to-day basis, they're like, holy shit, I had a bad day. My life is ruined. You have to look at things in the macro, right? Like if you had 36 bad days in a year, you still went 85% out of 100% for where you're trying to be, right? So aim for 85 to 90%. You're not gonna be perfect. It's impossible. Shit's gonna come up. No one is perfect, right? And remember, like the only form of failure is quitting, right? Like failure is just a data point that we've given negative connotation to. Like it's realistically just feedback, right? So instead of asking like, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, how is this happening for me, right? What is this showing me about me? What's there to learn from this situation, right? All good questions to ask yourself, because realistically, it's only failure if you give up. The rest is just data on how you can improve for the next fucking time, for your next attempt, right? When have you ever seen someone who's been like super successful? Or when have you ever done something that you've gotten really good at without fucking up? Like if you're starting something new, if you're going all in on this big dream, you are not going to know all the things you need to do. You are going to do things that you think are correct that are incorrect, but that's the point. You're never going to have all the tools before you start. You're never gonna have all the information you need before you start. You have to just start, have faith in your ability to figure it the fuck out, and the tools, the resources, the learnings will come along the journey. But if you think you're gonna have the perfect plan or there's gonna be the perfect time before you take action, you are brutally incorrect. So what this process is doing is forcing you to be in conscious flow state. So essentially you've been going through these unconscious loops, right? You've just been fucking going through the motions of life. You haven't been doing shit about it. You're kind of just like a fucking zombie, just doom scrolling and shit. Like what are you fucking doing, right? You've just been unconsciously bullshitting yourself, wasting your potential, and realistically, you only have fucking 60 to 80 years to figure it the fuck out. You might as well enjoy it. You might as well feel good on your deathbed when you're about to fucking die and be like, hey, I actually did something with my life. I actually feel proud of myself. I actually left a legacy. Hey, people are proud of me. I have good relationships. People will remember me for me. Like all of us are gonna be fucking gone in 100 years, right? All of us. Make the fucking most of it. No one fucking cares. And if you're worried about like what other people think about you or other people judging you, it's like perception is projection. So anything that someone says to you, they either wish they could do it and they're too insecure, or they have some other insecurity that they're just projecting onto you. Like people project everything going on in themselves. People are so worried about themselves. Like think about how worried you are about yourself. That's how everyone else is. No one actually cares about you and about your big thing. Like people will talk shit, they'll forget about it 5 minutes later, and the real ones will support you the entire way. And so if you can remove yourself from this unconscious cycle and actually follow this 6-step framework, you will start thinking more consciously. You will be in a state of consciousness. You will be in flow state. You will actually be aware of how you are as a person, how you've been conditioned, what you actually want in your life. You'll realize that like, hey, I have control. I can do whatever I put my mind to. I am capable of great things, right? And once you actually align your daily actions with your dream life, you will be able to work your fucking ass off and you won't notice a thing. Like you will love what you're doing. I sit at my computer sometimes for 14 hours a day and I love it. I fucking love it because I know this is my purpose. I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But the thing is like until you align yourself with your dream life, you are going to be stuck in this loop and you are never going to feel fulfilled. You're always going to be fighting that battle. And so you need to take action if you want to feel better. Like I said, it's not your fault you've been conditioned this way, but it is your fault if you don't take any fucking action. You need to wake up and do something about it. Otherwise, you're going to be on your deathbed and you're going to feel like shit. So for all the people that actually do this, feel free to comment below, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm more than happy to help you out, strategize with you, help you figure things out for yourself, because I want you to chase your fucking dream, and you deserve to chase your fucking dream too. So drop a comment below, subscribe for more, and we'll talk to you next video.